Guyz, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Visual Guys film review, and I'm doing all this chop, swipe, kung fu shenanigans because it's the review for Shang-Chi. I have been to multiple screenings of the film. I went to the opening screening, I went to one with Chris, and then I did another one. Whatever, I can't even remember now. My whole day yesterday was just a massive cinema blur. But yes, Shang-Chi is out. I'm going to give you my review and let me know what you think in the comments below. And this will be a non-spoiler review because come back tomorrow for the spoiler-heavy podcast along with the entertainment news. Or it might be even Tuesday we put up. One of the days there will be a spoiler-heavy review. But this is the non-spoiler where we can just say the film was good and it made me feel cool in my tummy heart. But anyway, let's get down and talk about Shang-Chi. Motherfucker. He's not Spider-Man, even though there was a little bit in it where it looked like he was sort of moving like Spider-Man, but we'll get into that in a sec. Yes, Shang-Chi is officially out, and let me know how you're pronouncing it. I've always, throughout the years, pronounced it Shang-Chi. But I think the technical way is Shang-Chi. You're saying Shang instead of Shang. But I'm a fucking idiot. But anyway, Shang-Chi is officially out, and it was fucking awesome. This is really, really, really a proper step into Phase 4 as opposed to Black Widow being a somewhat prequel, even though the cutscene adds on and develops into Phase 4, and Spider-Man No Way Home, Far From Home being a Phase 4 film, but it's, you know. If I remember correctly, Spider-Man actually finished off Phase 3. But anyway, this feels like the first real step on the big screen, a step into the world of Phase 4 of the MCU, and oh my god, what a way to introduce a new character, fully get down with his backstory, all the extra side characters, all the crazy mental shenanigans going on. What an awesome kung fu film. I feel like you could easily go watch this film and not really be a massive Marvel fan or whatever and just go, I feel like watching a cool kung fu film, and you'd seriously enjoy it. All the different sequences and the way that these fights are choreographed are absolutely flawless. First real one-on-one kung fu fight scene we get is just absolutely, it's just so graceful. And B said it as well, she's like, oh, that first fight. It was so graceful and elegant and like a very relaxing fight, the way that they're flowing and stuff. And it's definitely taken homage from kung fu films and Chinese fighting films. It's taken homage, given homage to that, and like this is Jackie Chan stuff. There's a scene on the bus where Shang-Chi's fighting and he's using his jacket and stuff, and all I was thinking was, this just reminds me of Jackie Chan. And for me, Jackie Chan's the ultimate kung fu martial arts on the big screen. And this completely just felt like it was sort of doing its own little tribute to that. It was just so seamless and beautiful, you know, the jacket off, coming in, punch coming in, and go up here, climb up there. Something me or you could never, well, you might be able to do, but I could never do. What B said was right. Some of the fights were relaxing. Even the training sequences, the way they were going in rhythm, and Shang-Chi at one point and his aunt are going in, and you know the way they're training and stuff. It's just all fucking beautiful the way they do the whole. I've used to do this all the time. You stand there and you do the leg click thing and you swing it around. You're like, but obviously I make it look awful and horrible and cringy and crap, whereas they make it look proper. But yes, the film definitely gets most of its merits from how beautiful the fight sequences are and how amazingly choreographed they are. There's also real heart and emotion to this. It's not a typical, without spoiling too much, it's not just a typical, I've said this before in reviews, not a typical, I'm a bad guy, let's destroy the world. Well, I'm the good guy, let's save the world. There's a real heart and emotion to the reason as to why we get our antagonists doing our antagonistic stuff, and the reason why our protagonists are trying to stop them from doing it. It's really cool. I want to try and let you feel it yourself properly without me spoiling up this review. But it is some real heart and emotion to it, and there's a lot of laughs. There's so many comedic moments. Even with Shang-Chi himself, he is quite funny in this. I keep going back to the fight sequences while they're playing over in my head. Shows you this way of it does a great job of adding this new potential future, well not potential but future Avenger joining the team, and as to how powerful he will be and as to why he will be this powerful. Again, it's probably not a spoiler, you'll probably know how Shang-Chi's going to get the 10 rings eventually, but I won't tell you how and why and where and what and when and who. But as I said at the start, there is the Spider-Man-y moment. There's a scene where Shang-Chi's fighting, and the way they film it, it's on like loads of scaffolding outside of a building. And the way he's moving through, and it's like, oh my god, you're very Spider-Man like there, just the way he's seamlessly going through it. This film did such a great job. There's a couple of little, what looks to be one-take sequences, but it would be great if there was a full fight, which I don't think there was. That was a complete one-take shenanigans. That would be, not that it didn't really do anything, you know, like affect the film, you know, like John Wick, how their fight scenes are all like one take and all this kind of shit. Absolutely flawless. But no, this film didn't suffer from not having it, but it would have still been cool to see that. Like I said, you still get your big hurrah moments. There's a massive big, whoa, what the fuck? There's a nice tidy up from Iron Man 3, which again, I'll let you discover on yourself. But there's a big moment, you're like, what the fuck? Get in, that's awesome. They're back. And as well, I will say as well, there's two cutscenes at the end, one halfway through the credits and one right at the end. And I guessed, I had an inkling and a feeling. I guess the first cutscene, again, I'll dive more into it in the podcast. And I remember there's two kids sat in front of me and I was saying to B on the first screen, like, oh, this is what's going to happen. I think this is going to happen. Then it actually did happen on the screen. The kid turned around to me like that. And he probably thought, that guy's a sad loser that just needs to get a life. I had so much enjoyment in this film. And of course, a big, massive wet step in the right direction. Majority, 99.99% of the cast all being Asian, an Asian strong film honouring, you know, Asian culture and Asian films and storytelling and stuff. The whole dragon stuff, again, I know it's spoiled when there's a dragon in it. You know, the sort of Chinese ancient folklore, this is heavily embedded in that. Of course, we've had the Black Panther stuff, which, you know, was a massive step for a whole black film inside of the MCU and black filmmaking and stuff. Now we're doing it with it was just fucking awesome. It was really fucking cool. But yeah, this film will not disappoint. You've got so many giggles. The fight scenes could potentially be the best choreographed fight scenes in any MCU film, because I know, like, of course, Iron Man vs. Cap was beautiful. Thanos vs. You know, Doctor Strange and all them boys on Titan. But in terms of just sheer choreography, yeah. In terms of the choreography, it was just so friggin' beautiful, and like I said, seamless and beautiful. And the music, you know, you get that old traditional Chinese music that comes along when you see all the beautiful bright colours. That's another thing as well. When they get to a certain spot, and to be fair, it happens quite at the start of the film, and they have a nice fight. There's so many beautiful, vibrant, bright colours where it's all happening and stuff, and it's amazing. We get a look at more. B got really excited because I can't remember the name of the creatures, or the mythical creature's name, but it's like what Nine Tails and Vulpix are based off. You get to see some of them, and it's just all beautiful, ancient folklore, great story. Because again, Shang-Chi's not up there on my knowledge. Yes, I've got a couple of Shang-Chi comics, and I've read him with partnerships and stuff, but he's not up there in terms of my knowledge. So it was great to see Shang-Chi, his story fully come out, be ironed out nice and lovely. In the film flew beautifully. It was very nice. Right, each step felt like a reason why they did this and a reason why they did that. They're cleaning up this mess from before Iron Man 3. Flowed, literally quite flowed like they were doing Kung Fu. It flowed nice and natural and beautiful, and went here, there and everywhere. Give us all the giggles. I got emotional, I got teared up, I got excited, I got amped. It showed us a nice different side of the MCU. Again, we got more universe talk shenanigans. Crazy. We get some great characters ready for the future involvement of the MCU. We get some potential new, not big baddie, but maybe a baddie. We don't know how it's going to go. Wait till one of the cutscenes. Of course, Wong's back. We see Wong, which was fucking amazing. We saw him in the No Way Home trailer. And this is kind of, I feel like, explain why, you know, why he was leaving in the No Way Home trailer and stuff. And we see him go up against, which I think it is. It never actually fully states if that is Abomination. We all got excited. We all went nuts. Like, it's Abomination, it's Abomination. I don't know if 100% it actually is, you know. He does say something when obviously the fight happens. Something else happens, and he says its name, but it's like a weird... I'm pretty sure it might be Abomination, but I don't think it's a guaranteed cert. I could have overlooked this or whatever. And this just did well. This did a good job as well, because I'm so guilty of looking at new Marvel films and be like, okay, what's in the background? What are you setting up next? Instead of just fully enjoying. That's why I go for multiple viewings. Instead of enjoying what's in front of me. But this film does a good job of not really making you have to notice loads. Just worry about what's happening and learning about this character before we carry on with the furtherment of his involvement going forward. But yeah, this film ticks so many boxes. And my stopper's gone. But honestly, I really do not think you'll be disappointed. I know I'm usually always optimistic, and I'm always like, yo, Shaxy Doodles, I love everything. But it's a 10 out of 10, I'm sorry. I cannot physically find a single fault for this film. Some other people might go and not enjoy it or whatever, but everything was so naturally flowing so well. What am I even saying? It was naturally flowing, so it all flowed like a nice steady river. We got our great action moments, awesome comedic moments. Great character development, great further storytelling and potential lead-ons to the future of the MCU. Certain items and people and their involvement in the future. A great new lead man and lead woman going forward in the future. And some awesome backlore with some mythological ancient stories and whatnot, and a place that I hope we get to visit once again. Yeah, visuals, Shang-Chi gets a 10 out of 10. It ticks all the boxes. There we go, that was my review of Shang-Chi. Hopefully you did enjoy if you have seen. And like I said, if you want us to study and talk a bit more further on, come back tomorrow or Tuesday, one of the two, for the Entertainment Podcast / Shang-Chi spoiler heavy review. But this was the non-spoiler review. If you did enjoy my review, well, booski. Let me know in the comments below anything you want to let me know about Shang-Chi and whatnot. But visuals, apart from that, you guys are literally the fucking best. Remember to always keep being you and keep on keeping out.